Good morning. My name is Pt.3. Welcome to another day of Bible prophecy. Where I left off at was Revelation chapter 4 concerning the space shuttle. As I spoke through these previous recordings that I created before now, I've taken and shown you where they all connect one with the other in various parts of Bible prophecy. But however, as I always like to do, I always like to refer back to past history, Bible history, as it was written in before today's. This is what this I'm gonna do here is continue on with the title of the last two recordings. Speaking of the Bible prophecy, spatial America, and I want to get this right. I want to make sure I got it. Bible prophecy, spatial. I got Billboard America, Part 3. But I left the billboard out. But what the billboard was for, the space shuttle became a billboard to signify was an identified signal created by the United States of America, the manufacturer and the creator and the manufacturer of the space shuttle. God just identified the space shuttle through the characteristics and the component which makes up the complete flight of this vehicle as it goes to and fro out of the earth. But before I get to that part, I would like to begin with various parts of the Bible, and I want to go to the foundation of the Bible because the last part of the Bible constantly speaks of dominion. There was a people who was not in the book of life who never had dominion over the earth, even from the foundation. But through their strength and through their knowledge and through their technology, they would gain dominion by a way of force at the time near the return of Jesus Christ. This is what it was. So therefore, this part takes me to Genesis, from the foundation of the world. And so you know where the origin of this sin came from. It came from the foundation of the world. That's the reason Paul spoke the way he did when God spoke to him, ordained him to be one of his vessels to bring in good news back to the Gentile. If you got your Bible, if you will, please go to Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. It reads as this: And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cows, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image, and the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. He created both the male and the female, but he only created the male. But the female was entombed in the male's body. This is how the foundation of the earth began, with a single male as the beginning of the human race. Later, the woman would be taken from him, from the body of the female. So therefore, by the woman becoming a secondary part of the human race and not the primary source of the human race, then at the time God gave dominion to the earth, he never given it to the woman, but gave it to the primary creature who was Adam. Therefore, anything that comes out of him comes from his own body would be secondary. So by the man was created in a male-like origin, the man became the head of this earth. He is the one that God given dominion over this earth. That nobody say God didn't do. So when they say rights and birthrights and all this, it will have to start with the male. This is the way it will be. Now, verse 28, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and all over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Now, verse 29, and God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree, yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, where there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good, very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. What this tells us, the only thing that we doesn't see here is the genetic color code in the pedigree of the first man. It's not excluded from the Bible. We know that this man, the first man that God created, God gave dominion to. As we see in these troubled times, which is upon us now, God constantly speaks that dominion, that same dominion that he given to that man, would be taken away at the time near the return of Jesus Christ. This is what this is talking about. These have its values and it has its significant points. Let's go to, well, I don't even have to go there since I'm not going to discuss what I was intended to discuss. I will go and add Genesis chapter 6 and show you there was a secondary man which appeared upon the face of the earth. And then I'll move from that and go to where I am in Revelation, because it became a conflict of interest, between the two manner of peoples. Genesis chapter 6, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, but that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Verse 4, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old men's or renown. I tell you, there was a secondary man who was not in the book of life, which came to be by the angels interbreeding in with the daughters of men. It shows you there was a deformality in this man. He had an aging problem. He looked at like his resemblance looked at like old men,